Now today we had a day to remember. We went out on the open road, went up north, and it got a lot colder than I thought it was. And I was glad I had all the electric stuff. Even with that, I was freezing. But anyway, we had a little surprise, and I'll go into that in the video. In fact, a big surprise we didn't expect. But I was looking for one last tree that had some orange or yellow leaves on it. And to be honest, I did the whole ride. I couldn't find a tree worth taking a picture of. So I think it's safe to say the Indian summer is over and it's officially winter. Now I always try to avoid Groundhog Days, having 2 days that are the same. Boy, today just rocked my boat. I got up early, took Karen shopping, and when we got back from shopping, for the first, actually the second time in 25 years that we've had the pond, there's been an egret this big. I mean, he was gigantic. I didn't have the camera with me. He was looking over my fish for a snack. So that's not a good way to start off a day. And it's not funny. Our friend Art, hey, I'm looking at these boards. Our friend Art has a pond a little bit bigger than mine. One day he came home, there was an egret in his pond, and he had lost probably thousands of dollars worth of fish. He lost all his fish. But I am done with the shopping. Karen's happy, and I'm going to have a couple hours to get out on the open road. I really like the way that look. And by the way, that Chromax paint is really good. Pricey, but really good. I'm really liking the way this changed the whole look of the bike. Like I couldn't imagine it being any better. But I'm sure we'll figure something out. Now, I was going to paint. I was going to do the side covers today, start them anyway, but it started out last night. End of the night we checked and there was 20% chance of snow this morning. Get up this morning, doesn't look like any snow's coming. And anytime you can ride, I want to get a ride. You got to be honest, when Karen saw that egret, he was right on the edge of the pond. Man, intimidating. They are big. Anyway, it looks like they may even, the sun may even come out, even though we don't need the sun. It's going to go to hopefully 40 degrees very soon, and we are going to take advantage of this day. Now this is only the second time I've had it out in the sunlight, and there really isn't a lot of sunlight. It was basically cloudy for the whole day. But I wanted to just confirm in my mind that the paint was a really, really good match. And as the light changed, it was. Now what might have saved the fish is they're in hibernation at the bottom of the pond. But when you've seen on video how they come right up to the surface looking for food. Well, they would all be in some egret's belly by now. Karen just yelled out, it's almost 40 degrees. I got to get suited up and go before it snows or rains or an egret attacks me. So every day on a farm is different, and believe me, that's the way we like it. Love the way the little dashboard clock worked out from the riding position. It really is nice. One more cup of coffee and we'll be out on the open road. So while my day is unfolding, let me show you what the bride is doing. She's making a tablescape for Christmas with all little stuff. This is for our family Christmas dinner. And she has more talent than I have for this stuff. Wow, that looks great, Karen. Wow. I just can't believe how much, even the dolls like it. And this is part of Karen's doll collection. She made some of those dolls too. Very, very cute. Now, what all this needs now is a little motorcycle, a little MTO9, right in the middle of it. What do you think about that, Karen? Not so much. Not so much. That is pretty nice. So we were totally happy how the Chromax paint worked out with the thinner. Just couldn't have been better. That's a perfect match. Dale's headlight, I don't think could be any better than that. I'm sure Dale will be happy the day he comes to pick it up. And just for good information sharing, these little RC car batteries have just worked out perfectly. I just can't imagine what would be an advantage of having the original battery. These are heat in the jacket. They're half the price, and all you need to do is make one wire connection, and you can eliminate Tourmaster and the fact that you can't get the batteries out of the mix. And today, because it really is cold, we will be using our gloves, that's for sure. So time to get suited up. Now, the reason I call this the Tundra ride is it really snuck up on me that how much different the temperature was up in the riding area than Rutherford. I'll bet it was 8-10 degrees because it changed dramatically as I got up on the top of the mountains.
Well, the lakes aren't frozen yet up here. Not yet, but I don't think it'll be long.
And one of the best features of the bike is the way the exhaust system on this bike makes beautiful low-end torque. It's absolutely beautiful, especially when you're using the quick shifter to go through the gears. It never runs out of torque. Yamaha really got that exhaust system right, and it looks great after it's polished.
Well, not many pretty leaves left on the trees. I don't think there's any, in fact. Our Indian summer is over.
And what really is good about this exhaust system, it's got a beautiful sound when you're riding the bike. I don't know how it comes across in video, but riding the bike, it's just absolutely beautiful. It's music to my ears, and it's not loud and obnoxious that when you have to go through a populated area or there's some cops, you get a hard time. And one thing I've gotten used to doing with this bike is almost always, and especially on Route 80, especially if there's any chance there's cars coming the other way, I always ride with the high beams on, just so people know you're there, because the bike is relatively quiet. I don't want to get drilled.
Well, we see a couple of minutes of sun, but not much on this ride. Not much.
And it wasn't that long ago that we were cruising this similar area here, up on the mountaintop here. Cruising this area and having endless orange and yellow leaves in the trees. I didn't see a leaf in a tree here, not in a long time.
But the more I look at the front end now, I really feel like I got that job done cleaning up that front end that was bothering me so much for a whole year.
Now with winter finally here, usually when the weather really gets cold, I try to plan my hours of riding for in the afternoon when the temperature is the warmest, and I try to avoid going up on top of these mountains and hills. I like to stay down in the lowlands where it might even be a few degrees warmer, but you never know.
Now, it wasn't that long ago when a big storm came through, this whole area was underwater. This whole parking lot, everything was underwater.
Today I was riding on the really back roads here where there isn't even a yellow line, and further down the road there was a radar trap. And luckily Mr. Valentine stepped up, and I noticed after I had very casually passed it that what happened is the road became a 25-mile-an-hour zone. And that quick shifter, when I got the quick shifter for the bike, it was a plug and play, couple hours to put it in. The video's on my channel, and I never thought I would enjoy that quick shifter as much as I do. It makes a ride so much more interesting and more fun. Now when I paint the rims over the winter, I'm going to take these tires off and put them on another bike and keep track of the mileage, because I'm not even halfway through the mileage I expect to get at them. These have worn really well, and I want to really do a legitimate test right to the end. And since we're going to be painting those rims very soon, probably a couple weeks, what really is going to happen, those tires still have a big percentage of their life left. And by having them on another bike, I'll add up what I got on this bike and on the second bike. But I want to have, when I get the rims painted, I want brand new tires. Now it's just a reality check that as you go north, it gets colder. As you get up in the hills, it gets colder. And then at the end, when you're up on top of the mountain, it's really cold. This was a lot colder than I thought it would be today.
This is why you have to be so careful with the roads now. You're a really slippery day here.
And to be honest, I thought by now I would already have worn this set of tires out. That was always the master plan, but they've just hung on, and they look like they're probably halfway through the wear bars, but we're going to find out in the And the other good thing about the Michelin 5s is they really handle these slippery roads like today. I showed what that tire looks like when you stop to take a picture. They handle the wet roads, they handle the leafy roads. We haven't had much time in the salt yet, though. And I learned many years ago, when they salt the roads, that little microscopic amount of salt that stays on the road always has moisture attached to it. Salt always holds the water. And it just gets uncanny how slippery it can get in little spots you don't expect.
And the lowered forks are working out great. I have no problem with that. That has been one of the good modifications to the bike.
Now, with over 10,000 miles on the bike the first year, I just look at this front end. I'm so happy the way that front end worked out with the blue paint. Next step is going to be the side covers. And I'm not sure when we're going to get time to do the wheels, but it'll be done over the winter. Now, I've ridden under pretty much every condition you can ride under with different road conditions. This is the only thing I'm missing yet, is to have a track day with the bike. And hey, I like those little lights under the headlight, by the way. I think that's a cool little feature that a lot of people don't even notice. I wonder if you can convert them to be blinkers. And there's so many other little features. Getting those little lights to blink like the FCR, that may be cool. I don't know. I don't want to get rid of the big blinkers for safety reasons, and I've gone over that many times on the video why. And all through the day, I really, with not a lot of sunlight, and what was really lucky, not a chance of snow. I don't think there was even a chance. Maybe the weatherman was just teasing me. Anyway, it's time to turn around, get back to the farm, and see what Karen's cooking. I can taste the cookies already.
Put that coffee on. Oh my God, I'm so cold.
Want cookies too?
Cookies and coffee would work for me. Oh my God. This was a lot colder than I thought it would be up north. Well, it never really warmed up on the ride today. Boy, oh boy, was it cold. Woohoo! This was about the coldest it's been so far this year, but hey, I just enjoyed getting out on the open road and burning up some tires. And I thought we would get some sunlight. Well, we had a couple drops of sun, but not much, boy. And as we got up into the mountains there, got a lot colder. So the only thing left here is to get inside, have a warm cup of coffee. Unless you're out in this temperature, you don't know what you're missing. Anyway, I'm sure Karen already has the coffee on, and I'm sure she's baking something in there that I don't know about. And it's always, my feeling is always, if it's any way possible to get a ride, I want to ride. Because we've got a long winter coming up. We're going to be painting things, polishing things, doing things, and who knows what, just as long as we don't wind up on Rikers Island. So yeah, I hope you did enjoy our little ride up to the Tundra here. I think we're going to be planning some different routes pretty soon. It got really cold in. I don't know if this is normal for this time of year to get that big of a temperature change from Rutherford to the mountaintop. Wow, that was pretty, I'm going to bring a thermometer with me next time. Anyway, we try to share our love of motorcycling, our passion, especially for older bikes, and of course for the MT09. And I enjoy shooting the video and editing it as a hobby. It keeps me out of Rikers Island probably. And Karen enjoys sharing our little life together with her cookies and her tablescapes, and dolls and the things we all seem to enjoy together. But the biggest thing of all is we want to get on a bike any day we can and ride and get that exercise. So if you enjoyed the video, I hope you share it with your friends. And of course, I hope, most of all, that we'll see you tomorrow. And thanks again for watching.